Welcome to the London Stadium, where Norwich City's Premier League adventure has taken a bit of a negative turn today, although the scoreline wasn't too bad in the end. A 2-0 defeat here at West Ham. As you can see, there are the Irons right behind me at the quite impressive London Stadium, to be fair. As I said before kick-off on the app, I had been here for the World Athletics and the rugby, and I was interested to see what it was like as a Premier League stadium, and to be fair, it was decent. The atmosphere was nothing special, but they were certainly pleased with what they saw from the home team today. Felipe Anderson, Manuel Lanzini, Sebastian Haller. That's certainly a decent attacking front three, and that's as it proved. You know, Haller, a £45 million player, Lanzini, Argentine international, Felipe Anderson has played for Brazil, and I thought he was outstanding. But unfortunately, the big thing comes down to centre-backs again. And Norwich are really having a bad run of luck when it comes to central defence. Christoph Zimmermann did get the start ahead of Ibrahim Amadou, played alongside Ben Godfrey in the centre of defence. That was the only change to the team for Norwich from the 3-2 loss to Chelsea last Saturday. And, well, 24 minutes in, West Ham take the lead through Sebastian Haller. 3 minutes earlier, Haller had cleaned Christoph Zimmermann out on the right back position, basically, as Zimmermann was making a clearance. Gets his tackle completely wrong, mistimed, somehow not even booked by the referee. Haller completely cleans Zimmermann out, and he ends up having to go off injured, and we've just seen him come through the mix zone with a protective boot on his right leg, on crutches. He said that he isn't sure how it is yet, but he's hopeful it's not serious, but frankly it's too early to tell. They're going to need scans, and it's clearly a concern. That's not how you want to be finishing a game. 3 minutes later, it's Haller turning the ball into the back of the net. Masuaku goes forward from left back, exchanges a 1-2 with Felipe Anderson, leaves Buendia, Aarons and Zimmermann, who is hobbling a bit, as you can imagine. And then Masuaku, nice low cross, and Haller's there to turn it in from about 6 yards. So that all rolled into one quite hard luck story for Norwich, and up to that point, it's been okay. They were dominating possession, weren't getting too much in the way of passes, but they were certainly in the game. But after that happened, it really disrupted Norwich. Amadou came on at centre-back and did okay against Ben Godfrey, but West Ham just started to gain the belief, and Norwich lost their fluency. With Zimmermann in the team, it felt like the passing game was working, but then, you know, centre-back isn't Amadou's preferred position, and then there he is in the thick of a Premier League game, as I say, against a high-quality attacking three of West Ham. Then early in the second half, Todd Cantwell did hit the crossbar, although he was already comfortably offside, and probably should have been scoring, to be honest, but it wouldn't have mattered. It was ruled out. And by the way, in case I didn't mention it, Haller didn't even get booked. I did mention it, I think, actually, but yeah, not even booked, which is quite ridiculous. But VAR doesn't get involved in yellow card decisions; it's straight red decisions. So we'll move on. The second goal came 11 minutes into the second half, and Yarmolenko, Ukrainian international, talented player, although he did dive twice in the first half and managed to not get booked. He had just clattered the post with one effort. Then West Ham made good progress down the left. Emi Buendia, who had a really odd game today, really didn't look happy with the way things were going. He just prodded it back towards Yarmolenko, unwittingly really, probably not expecting that a goal would come from it, and Yarmolenko was there to just flick it past Krul, and that was 2-0, and from there they were pretty comfortable, and Norwich lost their way, really. They lost their belief. They couldn't get things going again, and Tim Krul made 3 really important stops. He was making his 50th consecutive league start today for Norwich, his 50th appearance, and we have just spoken to him after the game. More on that in just a second. But he made a brilliant stop from a Lanzini header, then a Felipe Anderson shot, and the follow-up from Haller. And that was crucial, because this probably 4-0 probably wouldn't have been too much of an unfair reflection of the result in the end. West Ham were well on top. It was a game where Norwich were looking for the final whistle, and they were probably quite happy when it finally arrived. There was one late chance for Josip Dermich, who came on. It was good play from Kenny McLean, another substitute, whipped a nice low cross in, and Dermich got between the two centre-backs, Diop and Ogbonna, but just poked it wide. That was in injury time, but I thought Diop and Ogbonna were very good, actually. They were very solid. They really kept Teemu Pukki quiet, and to be fair, that is what West Ham had said they needed to do ahead of the game. So they were happy with their afternoon's work. As I say, I spoke to Tim Krul. He said that obviously they were trying to calm things down in the dressing room afterwards. Very proud to have made that 50 consecutive appearance when he joined Norwich. His career had been in doubt really, and pleased to prove some people wrong on that front. He said Manuel Pellegrini, the West Ham boss, actually spoke to him in the tunnel afterwards and said that you guys have got to stick to what you're doing because we were worried about you ahead of the game. So yeah, Tim was reasonably upbeat, but of course now the attention's all going to be on Christoph Zimmermann. Daniel Farke has said after the game that Grant Hanley is probably going to be 1 to 2 weeks out, so there might be a chance that Zimmermann and Hanley are both available for the nice easy game with the champions Manchester City to resume the Premier League after the international break. But yeah, a bad day for Norwich. They have got 2 weeks to lick their wounds and try and lay plans for how they can improve on this in the Premier League, because although you can't put too much pressure on the Manchester City game, whether you park the bus or whether you continue to play in this attacking way, that's what Daniel's got to decide. But then that's when the season truly starts, when you go to Burnley and Crystal Palace. Not saying they're easy games, there are no easy games at this level, but that's when you really need to see Norwich show what they're made of, get back to that sort of spirit that they were showing in the Newcastle and Chelsea games, that enthusiasm, the positivity, that seeped away today. And West Ham are probably a top 10 team, so this is not the day to press the panic button, but we will need to see much better if Norwich City are going to survive at this level. Head over to pinkin.com for all the post-match reaction, Paddy's report, and we will keep you up to date with everything during the international break. Plenty of internationals to keep an eye on, of course, with the 3 lads in the England under-21 squad, Team with Pukki away with Finland, all those issues, not Hanley away with Scotland, we would imagine. But we will keep you up to date with everything that is going on. Thanks for watching.